And I was talking to some of these people, our government, our UPND. I was telling them, what is this now? You keep talking about this man. This man is gone. Why you keep talking about it? You Tayali, the man that you are supporting is not genuine. The man that you are supporting is not genuine. I said, what do you mean is not genuine? They told me, this man has got intentions to come back. I said, no, I don't believe that. They said, no, you go and ask him. And I went and I asked him. I asked Balungu, I'm bothered. You know what? They are bothering you, whatever. What is going on? Do you have any intentions to come back? If you have intentions to come back, I mean, at least let me know. Because actually, UPND is failing. I would be very happy to campaign for you. Balungu Barikene. He refused. I'm not interested in politics. I'm not interested in politics. He refused. And I went back to these people that were telling me to say, no, Lungu wants to come back. I went back to them. I told them, you people, you are just troubling this man. This man has confirmed, has told me he's not interested in politics. Please leave him aside. They insisted to say, this person wants, okay, if he doesn't want, can he go and remove from PACRA, from Registrar of Societies? And that is, I went back to Balungu. I went back. There is this concern of Registrar of Societies. So what do we do? Balungu told me, I'm just waiting for whoever Mukasala, or Mukasala, all you want to say. That is when those things will change. I've got no interest. So, let whoever it is take over. Once they take over, that's it. I asked Balungu, do I have your blessings to start campaigning for somebody I think of? Balungu asked me, who do you think? I said, let me go and sleep over. I went. I did my consultation. I went back. And I said, I think Mundubire. Balungu told me, if you think it's okay, go ahead. Go ahead. All I don't want to side with anyone. Me, I don't want to side with anyone. Balungu Warikene, I don't want to side with anyone. I don't want to anoint anyone. I don't want people to start saying, I don't want. So go on the campaign. Whoever will get it, will get it. And that is how, you remember the presidential candidates coming up. That is how the presidential candidates came up. And during those presidential candidates, I was supporting Mundubire. I went flat out campaigning for Mundubire. Flat out campaigning for Mundubire. And as I was doing that, time and again, I used to go to Balungu. Time and again, I would go to him in the evening, whatever. There was no problem. All of a sudden, I go this time around, kuri Balungu, no, what do you think? Anyway, let me not go into the details of that. But anyway, the point is that all of a sudden there was a change. There was a change in, about the convention was postponed. There was a delay in choosing the SG, whatever. If into Shamba for Kulubana, and yet Sharife very clear. If I say Mona, mpitane, akanimbusha kasanje, but Bamdala Barechifua, I went to Kudiva Bosina, Boss Munechifua. No, you got off your concern, shani, but whatever. At the end of the day, to make the story short, it turned out that Balungu was interested. If I say we're gonna put Mundubire, awe, Muntuandi, Kuriakari Mbushoku, Ikara Paish, Beva Chapa Samiko Mutadi, Umipite Tetashani, Tetia Samune. Kwa patachira kuwoku. Efo, Mundubira wekeshe, avika na gie, aikala na kunuma. Pakutampa nomba, arebwele rapu. Hey, after all, no white tampiri. Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. And yes, of course, Vakainde Chilima was not doing well. So, agenda. From there, and that is when my cases also started. Ama cases nomba yambo kula poka fikani ba UPNT vamo na nde donza chi alebwerera na alechi donza chi alebwerera po bad kind na hivika mono tuwa icho tupana nikane pa TikTok tureshana ifima nyimbo fyaingira ba UPNT bebele uyu. This is the guy to fix. They started following me. They kept me busy. Their strategy was to keep me busy, kumakoti, so that I am distracted to fight the Alebwerapo agenda. Alebwerapo agenda. Ama cases ya diva mdala. Ya diva. Ero nomba. Nchule nomba na kuma lawyers. I had to suffer with lawyers. Yes, ngabaku ikatabakulonga ma sales. Balungu wale watumina mafoni. Tayari na wamwikata kabia nikamustenchan. They will come. Mundubira was also very helpful. Mundubira used to run. Mundubira ran with me throughout that. He was very supportive. He was even supportive of the Alebwerapo agenda. But ama lawyers, that you ama lawyers, inshilekana tinshile mitasha. But in there under fishing, I want to say things as they were. These lawyers ngabakufunya ma sales ukuya kuma court yale babwafia kuma sales. Yes, kunga ndamo aleisa. I appreciate ngabaka pokola waisa fine mwaleisa mwalona. Immediately bandekera kona kuma court tamwaleisa ko kuma court na lichula. I struggled at one point. I even got frustrated to say I will represent myself. I got frustrated because now we are kukoti tabaliko. Yes, balungu balela ndabale mieba imwe Tayali. Mule mwafako kuma koti. Yes, but more often than not, imwe mwema lawyers, you are giving excuses. Ndefo amuishibe. They don't never fishinka. I'm here in exile because of you, partly because of you. I was convicted because of you. Because if you had adequately defended me, I wouldn't have even been convicted by that case of assault. I wouldn't have been convicted. But because mwale tampa mwandekeda mwanshira, tuatampa kesi ya assault ilia. Au mwaisa kirikiti mwachita agi. Na mfana wino awe, ndife wino hapa. A few days later, I didn't have lawyers. I ended up being convicted. So, nangumule tuanga, some of you, somebody are posting, hey, they were helping you, these lawyers, whatever. Ndemebe fishinka. I want history to be written correctly. Yes, ngandikukoti mwaleisa, mwamfumia. Yes, ngawaisa kunganda kumwandi mwaleisa, ngatoa kuma koti, naleva neka. More often than not, naleva neka. You were not coming. And what kind of representation? What kind of representation? Lerona muya kukoti, I mean, how can I have confidence? Yeah? And the evidence is there. I was convicted over a small case. Assault on charge today. Because really, there was poor representation. So Tayali, hey, you should be grateful. But you should be, hey, maybe you are not grateful. I was not grateful. I was doing the job. The job was Alebwerapo. What grateful do you want? I was doing the job. I was really busy pushing Alebwerapo agenda. And those who were behind me were supposed to provide what was necessary, what was needed. When I needed lawyers, they needed to be there. When I needed food, I needed to be there. They needed to give me. I mean, if we have more politics, but on their side, they failed me. And when they failed me, namona fiashupa mdala, fiashupa. Hey, mwanja na wamukuni. Nati, hey, Eya. Wapya. Efo nanya na werere fi alebwere pona chawe na aleka alebwere up. I dropped alebwere up because I didn't have enough support. I didn't have enough support. I didn't get enough support. I didn't get enough support from everyone, including Balungu. I didn't. Efo na file kere fi alebwere up. Na ano mana mkupapata kuli wa UPND. Mwa wa UPND wa natumfuani. Kuli wa mku na ya kuli na papata. Please na papata mwe wa tindekere niko. Because I looked around. Wewa chame nishikupi manobunga. If you want to vinto vya shupa. Kui wera mo. Tayari la chinja. Awe muntu wandi. Kumona. You look around. If you kurea kuisa. Can I fight this? I realized I was not going to be able to fight it. That is how I dropped the level and went to the UPND to plead with them. So that Vande Keko, by UPND na wokui, awa mkwai kutwa mbepa wepafi. Ele lo wambepa. Mpaka kanani ka conviction ka ingira ka asoti. Mpitane, boom, na lipila fine. I paid the fine. Awo, watch up you, not hey. Mpitane, balungu waisa mpela woka 20 pin, twaisa landa, balungu newa ndipirire, yeah. Uyochikambali tumpasana. Vaisa wa mambala. Abantu na wawa ichena wo, bese njikate kona findi uku, tabatu ingishe nchito wa recruiti, shani, ndandeko bafyambata. Ama soja panga nda vaisa. Mwe bantu. Yali kosa. Na titapekarwa. Efo na butwike. Now, I am telling you these issues. I want you to understand. So, inena butu kanafumako na fileka fiyarebwele lapo. Balungu continued with the political agenda. It continued. Inana afumako, but it continued with the political agenda. That is how I said to Nombana. Bastana recruiter akamukashana katikanani. Atikanani yaka. Atika Kachea kaingiramu. Shanchani alebona ponde tamba fie. Okay. Tiena. Kirikiti. Bali wele ma politics. The point I'm trying to make you is that Balungu came back into politics. That is the point. You can forget about all this nonsense, but the issue is that Balungu came back into politics. And Balungu, when he came back into politics, yali beba nomba kuli ba UPND, ya beba nomba oni Balungu. And one of the strategies ba UPND wakwete is to make sure that they make sure that Edgar Lungu doesn't have money. They followed everyone who they thought had money and connected to Edgar Lungu. They made sure they surrounded Edgar Lungu. They made sure that Balungu tawakwete mpia. And so, by making sure Balungu tawakwete mpia. The next thing is that bali tampoku tina. Uyumuntu takwete mpia locally. But ingaya outside the country, abantu bakatashani bakampere mpia. So, the fear that if Balungu start flying out, Bambo kulaya mufialo, he was going to mobilize resources. Because locally, they had taken away the money. Even a daddy so banani batasira bonsa ba fianta bena kampiongo banani bali fianta bonse. So, UPND wanted to make sure that Edgar Lungu doesn't have money. That is how they started, blocking him when he wants to fly out. So, what I'm trying to tell you is that it is as a result of the political activities of Balungu that they started stopping him from flying out. It is not because Hakainde Hichilema hated Lungu to say, no, I want him to die, so he should not go for medicals. No. It is because they were scared if he goes out there, he's going to mobilize resources. So that's how they locked him up. But Pitane, he was campaigning. Ama jogging. They knew this guy, he has come back into active politics. So as he's jogging, ni campaign strategy. Kuma change, vamona, ni campaign strategy. These things I'm sure you are remembering. So UPND and Hakainde Hichilema, they were following. You are ungrateful. You are foolish. You are very foolish to say I'm ungrateful. It's those people who should be grateful to me. I mean, come on, nonsense. I have sacrificed my life to be where I am. I'm being ungrateful. That's nonsense. So, but the point is that by UPND, by PF now, Edgar Lungu, they were busy pushing a political agenda. UPND was on this side, coming up ne Lingala Toshabo. Epada echechale vati, oh, tuala mwana nomba wachitefi, tuapitakунuma, tuakugwira kangoto. Because there were strategies, political strategies on PF, there were political strategies on UPND. It was a 50-50 situation. And who had the power? It's Hakainde Hichilema. Now you say, but why was Hakainde Hichilema doing that? Now, this is where you need to understand. I'm a politics anywhere. I'm a politics anywhere. They are not child's play. I'm a politics anywhere. They are not child's play. If you enter a politics, you must be ready to be bruised. You must be ready to be bruised. If you are not ready to be bruised, if you don't have the capacity, don't go into politics. Don't go into politics. I'm a politics. Life, I'm a politics. Here, I'm exile. Life, I'm a politics. I'm not the first one. Many people have run away from their countries. I'm not the first one. To be, finish. I mean, what happened to HH? A lot of things happened to HH as well. He survived it. Did Edgar Lungu spare HH? No, he didn't. So now, I mean, what are you expecting of this HH? What are you expecting of this HH? I'm a politics. Politics. Unfortunately, it is not that I'm saying what Hakainde Hichilema is doing is right. No. But unfortunately, I'm a politics. I'm a politics. Politics, you should be ready. You should be ready. No, because when I entered politics, I knew what I was doing. I knew what politics entails. This is part of politics. The only thing I can do is that maybe when I become president myself, I can treat others better. But I shouldn't expect that Hakainde Hichilema will treat me with kids' glove. No. Especially when you are a threat. Edgar Lungu was the biggest threat to Hakainde Hichilema. Just like Hakainde Hichilema was the biggest threat to Edgar Lungu. And that's why Edgar Lungu treated him the way he did. If you are a biggest threat, don't expect to be treated with kids' gloves. They will come for you. They will pounce you. They will do all sorts of things. Those to my politicians, Utulanda, Muzambia, kirikite, whatever, when you see some of these people talking, no, you are not courageous. This one is here. They are not threats. They are not threats. If you become a threat to Mtuandi, you cannot just be opening your mouth. Why, lala. Anyway. I'm a threat. When you see some of these politicians talking, why Shvat is not a threat? Why Shvat is not a threat? If you are a threat to Mdala, Techulale, you used to see how they used to come to my house. You used to say how they used to come to my house. Why? Even Panondera, and I stopped talking on social media. I stopped talking. I'm talking. I mean, look at the views that I have. I am on TikTok and I'm on Facebook, but look at the views. There are many people who are talking. But my name is prominent. What I'm saying is prominent. There are many people who are talking, but what I'm talking, when Chilufya talks, you hear. You hear. So, you can say whatever you want. I am a big voice. I am a threat. And when I'm a threat, don't expect that Hakainde will treat me with kids' gloves. No. It can't happen. It can't happen, and it can't happen. That's why I'm here. I need to survive. I need to survive. It's the same thing with Valungu. What more Valungu? Me, I'm a small guy. Valungu was a big guy. Valungu was a big guy. So don't pretend that Hakainde Hichilema will just ignore him. No, you can't. You can't expect that Valungu will just be allowed to Bafika pa airport. Hey, come on, go. No, you can't. Everywhere. Ku Uganda, ku Tanzania, ku elections. Where is the main opposition? Where is the main opposition? Charged with treason. Oh. Look at Kenya. There are problems there. Look at South Africa. Look at America. First democracy. What happened to Donald Trump? What happened to Donald Trump? Nempolo shile pitamo muntu andi. Nempolo shile pitamo. So when you are a threat, politics te havana yo. Politics te havana. So these things, basically, I'm not justifying Hakainde Hichilema. I'm just giving you as it is. As it is, because people want to take advantage and cheat you to say, Hakainde Hichilema is very bad. It's a very bad. No, it's part of the game. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. That's why I'm a happy guy. I know. Even Hakainde Hichilema, I don't think it will be acrimonious and whatever. No. Because it is part of the game. It is part of the game. It is just part of this politics. You must be light-hearted. That's why you see Ndarandanama UPND, Ndarandanama PF, because my politics, Bale njikata imova UP ba PF mwale njikata mwanchitefi. But how come still you are my friends? And she was still talking to you. Even Valungu, when I was still talking to him. I didn't hold it to heart to say, Valungu, mwalinchitefi. No, I even used to go to his house and I used to go and eat there. It is part of politics. So people should not manipulate you because of their selfish interest. And they want to manipulate your emotions to say, no, this Hakainde Hichilema is very bad. No, it's part of the politics. Because even Hakainde Hichilema also suffered at the hands of Edgar Lungu. He would have also died. Just like me, I can also die here. I can also die. But I tell you, if you ask my children, I do tell them, politics, shupa. I can even die. I might not even become president. Politics, politics, they have now. Okay, fine. You are saying no, but they knew that Edgar Lungu was sick. Why didn't they? Why were they not allowing him? Here is now the issue. Here is the issue. Let's handle that issue. Let's handle that issue now. No. Yeah, they were not allowing him to go. But like I've explained, why there were these restrictions and these difficulties, even the withdrawal of the benefits, it's because Valungu came back into politics. He came back into politics. And Valungu knew, he even said it, Utuma benefits, I don't care. I will not sit back and whatever. He came back. And that's how they removed those benefits. So the benefits were not removed because Hakainde Ichinema didn't want Edgar Lungu to be getting those monies. No. No. Like I've told you, Kuma Festi, immediately after Milepo Walungu, he was getting his benefits. He had insecurity. It is because he came back into politics. That's why those things were withdrawn. That's why they were withdrawn. And that's just what it is. It is the truth and nothing but the truth. Whether you say Tayali, whatever, it is just the truth. That's why they were withdrawn. The restrictions in terms of moving. Yes, UPND was playing in Mingalato, scared that this guy, if he goes out, but Ngaya out, he might mobilize. Now, the issue of sickness. Makebi Zulu said, no, they knew that he was sick. Who among you knew that Walungu was sick? Who among you Zambians knew that Walungu was sick? When Tawokawana said Walungu is sick, what was the response from those around Edgar Shagwalungu? What was the response? Because they want to use this that, no, you have killed him because he was sick, you knew he was sick, and you were not allowing him to go out. The question is, who did you tell that he was sick? And when those in government said he's sick, what was your response? What was your response? Yeah? Let's be real, let's just say things as they are. You knew he was sick. Let's start with yourselves. Because you are talking about looking after Lungu's health. When you knew that Lungu was sick, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do? When you knew Lungu was sick, what did you do? I came to know about it. Remember, when I left Zambia, I kept on talking. You know? After Zambia na furumuka, kirikiti, bayu piendi tafile wumba. So narisa weke nakulika agenda ka alebwelera. Dida ndikunse kuno alebwelera po. I came to know about the deteriorating health status ya Walungu. I came to know about it. When I came to know about it, what did I do? I want to tell you what I did, because some of you are accusing me to say, you were part of the Alewele rapport. You were part of whatever. What did I do? When I knew, I withdrew. And I started saying, can we restore Walungu as a statesman? I said, those of you who follow me, you remember me saying, let Walungu be a statesman. Let HH stop harassing Walungu. I even spoke about the church. Can the church intervene? As I was doing that, what did Imwe? What did you do? You were busy pushing. Our candidate is Edgar Lungu. But you knew he was sick. And you knew him being a threat and being in politics. You knew he was going to be targeted. Because politics is like war, Mdala. It's like war. You knew bombs will keep on dropping, But now we shot Muntunarwala. Why didn't you come out to say, this man is sick? Why didn't you engage Walungu to say, boss, withdraw? But you were busy guguzaring him. Na campaign you come mtu wala kusamfia, guguzaring him. Tie. I was like, this is not right. I withdrew. Ero no mamwa kirikitu. Mamba nakula songeri shakalaka mwa ichika. Kachea. Na nila nisanje bere. Some of you people, you don't even know you are speaking from ignorance. Because kalaka mwa ichikade mwana kwati. Kale sawa ila kale kwa na kesho fugarechita. Na re karole shafi na takesho fugarechita. Hao lungu shan na re shafi. The point is that you were selfish, you people, to start with, before you even talk about HH. You knew this man is not okay. But you were busy guguzaring him, taking mtwalo. What do you expect? Umuntu has got a failing ailment. What do you expect? Do you think this person can be okay? Eh? Busy kumakoti, kwisa. Who do you want to blame? Who do you want to blame? You knew this man is not okay. I couldn't come out. I couldn't be the one to announce to say, na leko kulanda balungu shan because balungu is sick. I couldn't do that. But I knew. I knew. And I was just watching those who are busy pushing. Not okay. Let's see how far these things will go. So, whilst you are busy saying, kirikiti, what did you do? You took advantage of him. You were busy, kirikiti. Instead of asking him to say, boss, you are not okay, boss. I knew Balungu Bale Chifwaya, but he's a man who answers, who listens. He would have listened. If you had advised him, he would have listened. But you didn't. You were busy pushing him. So don't project your guilt on others. Don't project your guilt on others to say, ni momo amwipaya. You are part of this. Now remember, like, let's not point fingers at each other. Because I knew these things. That's why I told you, let's not point fingers at each other. That's why I told you, let's not point fingers at each other, because I knew these details. So now today, and you want me to keep quiet, so that the history can be written wrongly. No, I want history to be written correctly. And you people who write, you should write history as it were correctly. When Lungu left power, there was an agreement. No, stay out of politics. But HH was not very sure. He didn't trust him. And finally, Edgar Lungu came in. Hence, the fire on Edgar Lungu. And yes, you can say, but why was he putting fire on him? But you can also ask, why was Edgar Lungu putting fire on HH? It is part of politics. It is part of politics. Even me, I'm here. Yes, it's bad, but unfortunately, it's just part of politics. I just feel honored that at least I shake by PF, by UPND, to send me into exam. Otherwise, untuand, can't cover. Politics they have now. Ngandime politics they have. So you know what is she, but politics they have. But now mule mshat nalo wala, but mule mguguza. At the end of the day, he finds himself in South Africa. How did you expect government to come in? How? How did you expect government to come in? How did you expect government to pay for his bills? No, when he was going out, he had to fly out using whatever, a wrong door, whatever, hiding. What did you expect? What did you expect? This is politics we are talking about. This is politics we are talking about. Unfortunately, when you are coming out like that, you are just showing that you don't know politics. You don't know politics, or you are trying to cheat people who don't understand politics. Politics te havana mwewantu, politics te havana. Mwilave poa. If you find a good leader, if you're feeling. But otherwise, awe, yari kama. America, namu mwone fide chitika kuli America kuli. Elon Musk na nanikani na Donald Trump. Nai kama. Donald Trump, when he was in opposition, what happened? Nikwisa, which country? Tell me, which country? Which country where you are going to find politics running smoothly, shan quarter, ban Christmas? How? Hey, mtuandi. Yari cover. You just have to survive it. You just have to survive it. So it is nonsensical to start saying, if you saw that this man is not okay, you shouldn't have continued guguzaling in ma politics. If Valungu was not in ma politics, things would have been better. Because look, even us now, someone like me, I was saying, Imwe, let's see, I was trying to talk about UPND now to say that Valungu, a statesman. But whilst I'm doing that, this one is removing a statement. No, he's our candidate. Hey, he's our candidate. Hey, he's our candidate. Hey, he's our candidate. It was very difficult. Even the church, Lilian Mutambo said, why did the church fail? Lilian Mutambo made a very good question. She actually prompted this. He said, the church failed to reconcile Edgar Lungu and HH. Like I said, those people have been fighting, I don't know, for a long time. And every situation, it was very difficult. Who was going to reconcile those people? And how were we going to reconcile those people when the candidates around them, they had dug hills like they are doing now? How did you expect Edgar Lungu to reconcile with Hakainde Hichilema, with the kind of people that we are seeing today? Because now we have seen their character. Now, Edgar Lungu cannot speak. Edgar Lungu cannot speak. He's gone. But still, they are still digging hills. They are still digging. Now, for Muntu, Edgar Lungu naya. But still now, holding the country to ransom. Yo, no state funeral. Hey, whatever. Now, for Lungu. It is bad as I won't say, but there is no any other way. Even when the man cannot speak, but they are still perpetuating the acrimony. They are still fighting on behalf of Lungu who is gone. On behalf of Lungu who is gone. So how did you expect that, these two can reconcile? How do you expect that these two can reconcile? Edgar Lungu and HH could not reconcile, first of all, themselves, because they are responsible. You can't just say, no, Edgar Lungu, HH. Both of them, they are responsible. But more so, the people around them. And a good example is what we are seeing now. Those people, what do you think they were telling Edgar Lungu? What do you think they were telling him? Do you think they were giving him good counsel? No. They were not giving him good counsel. They were not progressive, because even here, they are not being progressive. A state funeral, it is for the whole country. It is not for some few individuals. It's for the whole country. When other nations start coming in, to sympathize with you, what, it is part of the country's pride, so to say. Nimu chililo bad. There is that diplomatic pride that you get. That people are recognizing you, people are coming to your country and mourn with you. It is part of the dignity. But now, because of their selfishness, they take it to secretariat. They want diplomats to go to their secretariat, to that dilapidated, dirty secretariat. That dilapidated, dirty secretariat. Can you even sleep there? Are you even eating there? As given to Winda even eaten from there? As given to Winda use those toilets which are there. But now, you just want to, because you just want to make it. You want to show off. You want to make a point. You want to salvage your political whatever. Can you manage? Are you sustaining that dilapidated secretariat of yours? Is it even fit to habit so many people? Isn't it a health hazard? A public health hazard? Because that secretariat is a public health hazard. That is not a place where you can go and start gathering people. People will get sick there and they'll start taking compound. You are not even being responsible, because you should should think properly about it. Abantu ngabambo kulwala in that secretariat of yours. Are you going to treat them? You will be the same one to turn around and start saying, hey, that thing is a health hazard. It is a health hazard. And that's why you want to, to gather people. To prove what? Is that being patriotic? Is that being patriotic? What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to achieve? So, these things, let's be real. We are just being real. Me, I'm just being real here. And I insist, I'm not exonerating Hakainde Hichilema. I'm not exonerating Hakainde Hichilema. I'm not saying that it is good to treat Edgar Lungu in the manner that he did. I think we can do politics better. But that is a story for another day. That is a story for another day where we can engage to say, how are we going to do politics? We can use those examples. We can use those examples. But still, even on Edgar Lungu, if Edgar Lungu had come out to say he's sick, you, the people of Zambia, would have sympathized with him. GBM today is out of jail. Why is GBM out of jail? GBM is out of jail because GBM came out, I am sick. And we used his sickness to campaign for GBM to be released. Every day we were talking about GBM Mulwele, GBM Mulwele, GBM Mulwele. GBM alifuma, ushadi mu hospital. Alifuma GBM. Ali mu hospital. Yeah? Is he in hospital, GBM? So, even Edgar Lungu, if Edgar Lungu had come out to say, me, I'm sick. I'm going out, I'm seeking medical attention. You people, you would have come out and started saying, why are you keeping this man? This man is going to die. Let him go. Let him go. Come on, give him money. Let him go. But Mwalef Pangawe, no, simple medical checkup. Just medical checkup. Just medical checkup. Tafide panga sensi. Tafide panga sensi. Tina Tadam Fire. You should have come out, and when you would have come out, these Zambians would have stood with Edgar Lungu. But no, you didn't want. Even when he was out there, he's attending treatment. Tabakwana said he's sick. He's okay, he's okay. So, blaming each other, pointing fingers at each other. Nadimi came in, I told you. So don't blame me. I tell you, why are you talking? I told you. Let's mourn in dignity. And at this point in time, what I'm calling for is that, can you let go of, can you stop all what you are doing? Stop what you are doing. Let the process continue. Let us mourn in dignity. Let the country mourn. Whatever other issues, we can talk about them afterwards. For now, let's accord President Edgar Lungu as a former head of state, because he's a former head of state. He's a former head of state. If it is not holding water, and you're not doing it for anyone, you are doing it for yourselves. You are doing it for yourselves. That is the point. You are doing it for yourselves. If you really, if there was a point, I would have sided with you. I would have sided with you. But I know that what you are doing, it is not for Edgar Lungu. It is not for the country. It is just for yourself. It is just a selfish motive that you have. Selfish motive that you have. You just want to cause confusion. What you are causing there at Secretariat is confusion, nothing else. It's confusion. What nonsense is that? Are you telling me? Because that thing is a health hazard. That thing is a health hazard. Today, given with whatever, no, whatever. Where are people? I mean, all those people, where are they going to be? No, we have enough food. Where do they go to the toilets? That is an industrial area. Come on, what are you doing? And yet you are in government. You were given Ruben. You were in government. Would you allow that to be given? You were given. Would you allow that when you were a justice minister? Would you allow that nonsense? Now, if you were a president, but given wind, you were the president, would you allow that nonsense that is happening at the secretariat? Would you allow it? Eh? No, guys, let's be patriotic. Yes, we can do politics, but do smart politics. Not what you're doing. That is nonsense. Yeah, I'm ready to take phone calls. Hello? Hello?
Hello, yes, Mr. President.
Yes, my brother.
Yes, how are you, sir?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm okay, sir. Yes, this is Mr. Mleya calling you from Choma.
Yes, please go ahead, Mr. Mleya. What do you have to say?
Yeah, I need to contribute, sir. I've been following you for a while now. But since Zambia is mourning, and I've seen people who have a kind of selfish kind of leadership. They just have their personal interest in someone. They want to sack someone. After they have sacked that someone, then they go away. This is the situation that we have right away in the country. Someone is dead, but they still need to sack. Not until the last day. Then the next step that they will do is to go away and join these other political parties, I mean. That's the more reason why Zambia cannot develop if we have such kind of leaders and people who claim to want to form government. How can you develop with such kind of a nonsensical mind that they have?
Yeah. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Mwagombeni matayari.
Mkwema wombeni.
Au mwalanda mwandini mwalanda oshumfa patuno na pafingitete. Umfano mani nkwata kofeli pushodi momkwe. Now that unfortunately former President Edgar Lungu is late. Ushe kuti chavecha alinga mwatwe wako plan B ngali ya shani. O ngateti mutwebe, do you think it will still hold?
I'll be very honest with you. Very honest. I spoke about plan B a little bit, but Marisa Monana Lekaka. Because tapari plan B. Tapari plan B mutwandi. Tapari. Very
okay.
Papa plan B, I would have continued talking. But there was no plan B. There was no plan B.
Okay.
There was no plan B. I can challenge whoever it is. They keep saying, no, it is a secret, There was no secret. My politics are our secret. My politics, you have to show what you have. So if you have plan B,
okay, the last thing I have to say to you. My brother, me, I love you. Konkanye npo fefi no kushipale so mwine wishi vefi ubu mibwe no fo blikontanshi.
Mkwani mule mpepela kofe. Ma politics ya likaba. Te hawa na hiyo.
Awe sana tule mipepela mandini. God be with you.
Panti na ina izamulika kofi. But it's part of politics. Ya likaba.
Awe sana desabe na imwe.
Na totela.
Alright.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mr. Tayali, how are you?
Fine, thanks.
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you.
Yes, Mr. Tayali. Yeah. I have heard whatever you have said, politics and stuff like that. See, what Zambians are saying is that something concerned with medication. I'm sure the Secretary to the Cabinet knew that Mr. Edgar Lungu was sick. And I'm sure Mr. Edgar Lungu asked the government that he should go out for medication, but he was denied. Whether politics or whatever, in order to deny somebody to go for medication, that's the bone of contention of that now.
Yes, so my sister.
Politics, if you
So, my
what
sister.
we're talking about is
medication.
politics or not, but it's supposed to go for medication.
My sister, I totally agree with you. I totally agree. Mubuntu bweso. Mubuntu bweso mayowandi. Umunobe nganalwala, umunobe ngaitaba. You need to come in and help that person. Unfortunately, the politics that we have, and we need to condemn that. We need to condemn that. But as we condemn it, let us not hold it to say, no, because we need to condemn that. But it is wrong to say, you won't have a state funeral. That is wrong. That is my position on that one. I agree with you. They should have allowed him when they knew. But again, it is wrong for those now to use that.
We are coming from a background where now we need to go out for medication. So forth.
True.
And again, after we lost Wanawakwi.
But she was evacuated by you.
Okay, fine.
No, but first of all, because we are talking about...
No, let me finish.
How do
you think the family is feeling? How do you think the family is feeling? To go for medicals and let the government.
And Wanawakwi, yes, there were politics that were involved. But eventually, government actually evacuated Wanawakwi. Eventually. Okay? And I want to believe that Wanawakwi, there was... There was full disclosure. There was full disclosure. And the government even helped. But Yomulera and the Paliwakwati, the secretary to a cabinet, knew the health status of Walungu. I don't think there was full disclosure. I don't think so.
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
If it was there, Wanawakwi, we knew.
We knew. Why would they deny that?
Wanawakwi, we knew Wanawakwi was sick. And we were even talking about it. But Walungu, Vale Fishirisha. So, we should also be responsible. And I need help of the government. I'm a Zambian. I should come out now.
You know what, my brother? But my brother, for whatever you have said, this one I'm not being sincere. You are not being sincere because
I'm being sincere, just that you have a different point.
You were saying
you have a different point.
I listened to you. You said Mr. Lungu looked frail. That he was not okay. So when he had to go outside the country for medication, it was a response.
He looked frail. He looked frail. He looked frail, but listen, he looked frail, but
the family is feeling now.
Listen, he looked frail, but he was also saying, I'm the candidate for 2026. You see? He looked frail, but he was lifting his hand to say, I'm the candidate for 2026.
Mr. Tayali, there are so many diseases that we are carrying. So it's not right to stop some to go for medication. People that are politicians are not sick. Look what Kawana. Kawana is sick. That's why he goes for medication. Long as not.
And we know about Kawana.
To go for medication.
We know about Kawana. We know about Kawana. Kawana is very open about his sickness. Very open.
Mr. Tayali. You know, no. Analysis, but on this one you are wrong.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, my sister. Thank you. Thank you. So, hello?
Mr. Tayali, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Okay, yeah. Calling from Zambia, I've been following your program very well. Mr. Tayali, I concur with you from the start. For much run that my problems are tampire why am I hearing myself? Okay. Okay, I was just reducing the volume. Yeah. So you find that people are running away from the fact that Edgar Lungu returned to active politics. no matter what, this is that this is Zambia, that this is Africa. Because the same thing is what is happening in America. Mama, when somebody is in power, even the devil in heaven, the moment I shire kwesa coffee,
power.
Kwa yokumuchoka, get out. Mama, efo ya bafe muntu yukerefe papa chipuna. Olo ifo iona nikani uko twaifunya. Twaifunya kuliresa kwa zumu ineresa ni satana ikete kofi. Satana rifeni tie. Abale. Mama. So we must just accept to say Edgar Lungu was a politician and he died a politician. He had these flaws, he had his problems. Let's just accept the fact and move on.
Thank you.
But thank whatever you. That these guys are doing, it's not good. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you. No, I agree. I mean, it's bad, but unfortunately. Hello?
Yes, but
Yes.
good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
Yeah, this is Klings. I'm calling you from Sam. Yeah, you are speaking a lot now. Can we also say something? Myself, I concur with you. Whether the president and President Lungu has a difference, we all need to follow what the Constitution says.
Yeah.
The Constitution, the man deserves respect.
Yes.
Whether given Luvinda like it or not, it's constitutional for him to have respect. There's nothing they can do in this. Whatever they are doing, they're just, it's just on their own. Look, everyone knows that peace can never change.
Yes.
The arrogance in them remains. That's how it is. And it's very unfortunate that the man who was the justice minister does not understand what the Constitution says.
No, thank you, my brother. Thank you. Hello?
Sorry?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
President Mombawe.
How in the we know anyone?
Okay. Awe, nachirapo apena inokutaka contribute to the topic. You see, our president, I think sometimes we need to be fair. Kubantu awali leadership na wantu abatule monapati wale ba mistreated. For me, my take on this one is that I think the government missed a point when they started taking Mrs. Lungu to court. I remember some of the politicians and leaders said, do ama politics imwe wameweka mchitamo mbovu awana kati. So for that reason, if the government had not dragged Mrs. Lungu to court, by now maybe the president or whoever in government would have just picked a phone for the wife and all would have been resolved amicably. But the problem is the person who is supposed to make a decision is the one who has been persecuted the most. They wanted to get to Lungu through his wife. The issue is not even the PF, the issue is the family. So matter who wants to blame, whoever wants to blame. Again, let's look at it from the family point of view. These people have been tormented. Yes, Mr. Lungu said, even if he was feeling sick. But it doesn't mean Mr. President. Let's be fair. Even in Walapo, there is hope at Walapola. And I remember when you were part of the Alevo de la campaign, our hope is that Mr. Lungu can just come, get power, normalize the situation, then at least the country can back on a right trajectory. The problem we have now is that the country is too divided. So we wanted just someone who can come and unite the country. Not that Mr. Lungu, baby. I don't think even you, the time we were championing the Alevo de la you wanted Mr. Lungu even to rule for 5 years. We just wanted someone who can come and unite the country. That's my contribution.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mr. Kari.
Yes, my brother.
Wabom Bashan.
Buda for what?
Yamkwai. Plato tell sana pa. Tayali. Where to start sana ba? Tako concern. Contribute. No.
Hello. Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yes, please. So, my former president was right because one. Everyone should have more politics. More Abasata. And he made it very clear to say, I'm back to come protect the party because they want to have an expand. It went back to lead it. It's did. So if you go at the political room, rush them up on it, really, I think you're in a yo. But I mean, not one, if I'm not mistaken, twice.
Line left cup Kakweyo. Hello? 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 Network not doing very good. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Yes, please.
Tayali?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Mm.
I just wanted to contribute.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So people are talking about division, that the country is divided. It's true. But when we look at where we're going, who is dividing the country? Even when you look at the way the peers are taking everything right now.
You know?
Is this bringing us together? You know?
Yeah,
If
you're right.
UPND decided to go punch for punch, right now it's even a bit more contained because they are not responding like that. You know? They are talking about this, but they're forgetting the subtle and underhand methods that ECA was off, the jabs he was throwing at HH.
Yeah.
You know? This is 50-50.
It is. Thank you. I agree with you.
Holding
I agree with you.
at ransom. You know? Why are they doing that? You know, this is being very unfair, and it's unfortunate that the family is letting them take advantage of this situation. You know, there's a life to be lived after Edgar Lungu's
Yes.
death.
Yes.
You know, there's a life to be lived after this. You know, we can't have people holding us. Some of us are not politically inclined, but they are bringing us into this.
You know?
You know, that lady, she's talking about, there's a lady who talked about disclosure of medical. Until the end of May, Nakachinda was saying that ECL is doing well. He's only away from Zambia because he was getting away from the drama in the country.
You see?
They didn't disclose. They say the headlines are screaming there to say ECL is away, he's fine. So where is the proof that they told government to say he is in dire need and he needs medical attention and government refused that?
Yes.
You know, they shouldn't do this. Even for us who had sympathy for PF now, are just so fed up.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
But
Thank you. And that's a point, really. Actually, the country is divided, but what are you doing? Hello?
Yes, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good. Yeah, as we go on this period, I believe there could have been a point where politicians, the government, could have an harmony together, sit down, whether the Patriotic Front, the SP, the so-called united opposition, they could have written to government to say, We are aware of our Sixth Republic president has passed on. So the best we can do is that let's meet so that as we are communicating the same language. And I think going forward, this is also the lesson we should learn as a country. I think this has been happening in 1991. Whoever president takes over office will be able now not to be in good terms with the one who has left office. I think it has been long overdue. Even starting with the Vakaunda, Vachiruva, even Mwanawasa, we saw those things happening. Even the RB, although he was in the quiet background, he didn't speak much. I think there at some point, those that were close to him, they were going to court to and from. And I think we are putting, like it's a future thing that should be not becoming on and on.
Sure.
We should set a...
Thank you, my dear. Hello? 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 Hello?
Patari maombe.
Mkwai maombe.
Mkwai. Patari. Aba PF ni ba hypocrite. Kamule last month wa mumbipiri. Last month wa standard. Anachanda na balungu. Natao kunomweta oli kule kale nkufiko kwili. Ma president bali fye bwili. Lwa mumbipiri wa the first month. Iyo balungu na tena na bena ikale nkufiko kwili kunomweta oli bwino. Mkese bestusha nkufiko kwili. Kwacho muntu alungasho muntu alirwala. Momona. No such thing of government and government ali bwino. Abantu abawenu ndonse ngabakoti bamumpira bali banze mu festival nkuntanji awe bambulebwele apo tatu ali kutebwa muntu mulwele.
Yeah,
abantu abawenu sana.
Thank you, my dear. Hello?
Hello, good evening, President Tayali.
Good evening.
Yes, I wanted to make a short contribution to your program. Yes, it's so disheartening that our political leaders are behaving the way they are behaving. We have Somalians who are living in Zambia, and we all know to say Somalia has had no government for a long time. Because of the fighting that has been taking place there. But you will never find a Somalian disparaging his country in Zambia. How an old person like Rafa Onakachimba can go to South Africa and start disparaging his own country is so disgusting. We have Zimbabweans in Zambia. You will never hear Zimbabweans talking bad about their country, even when Zimbabwe is worse off than Zambia. Now, they are disparaging the very country they want to come and lead tomorrow. What kind of mindset do these politicians have? Coming to the issue of President Edgar Chagwa-Lungu, President Edgar Chagwa-Lungu himself said, I have given up all the little benefits that the government was giving me because I want to go full-time into politics. He said that. He's on record. Now, how did he expect government to treat him? Because he was a political opponent. And one good thing I like about my brothers and sisters in PF is that they have chicken brains because they forget. If there are any hypocrites that we have in Zambia, they are mostly PF. Because for them, they find glory in mistreating other people. But when they are handed the same treatment, they cry like kids. Look at the way they are crying now. All of a sudden, Edgar Lungu is all that matters because Edgar Lungu was their hope. The rest of the country should stop living their life because Edgar Lungu has died. Come on, not all of us got any personal benefits from Edgar Lungu. Edgar Lungu is a human being just like any one of us. How many other Zambians have died that we have not even spoken about? Were their lives worthless? Yes, of course, he was our former president. He deserves to be accorded the respect, but that's just about it. He died and life has to go on. Other people will come. Pafu abantu, pashala abantu. So why the death of President Edgar Lungu is becoming political? Honestly speaking, I do not understand. How given Luvinda can start behaving like my 2-year, 6-month-old son is just beyond me.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hello? Hello? Yeah. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Good evening, Mr. Tayali, the President.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm okay, thanks.
Yeah, I've followed through the program. You know, I've read the gentleman that I think should be third or fourth before the previous one. He talked about the time that our former president decided to come to politics, during the memorial of Michael Sattler's stuff. You know, one thing that I noticed most of us Zambians when the former head of decided to say he has retired from politics, he never allowed the Patriotic Front to go for a convention. There was a time when transparency did I think it was about 200,000 for the convention to be held.
Yes.
But that convention was never held. So, to my own understanding, I feel it hypocritical to say President Edgar Lungu decided to come back that he was getting government. He wanted to come back from the time he decided to hand over the presidency to the hands of Edgar Lungu. He still had foresight of coming back. Then coming to the issue of his seat, the Patriotic Front has never at any point disclosed to the government that the president was well and that he needed help. The time that they took him to South Africa, I think they were trying to smuggle him out of Zambia. That time when he was stopped and stuff in the checks in the lines, in which others are approaching that they were planning to stop him from going. This is the fact here. The president died by UTH -4. He died while South Africa. So the issue of saying no, they wanted to stop it and stuff. The fact is, if the government intended to stop, he wouldn't have gone. So let's just accept the fact the government allowed him. But the question is, did they disclose? Did they accept that the man needed help, that he was unwell?
Yeah. Thank you. Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Great, thanks. I've followed you. Everything is going on. I just wanted to have a little bit of conversation here. Has the family not agreed with government to hand over to the state on Wednesday when the body arrives?
I would say that government has given a position, and I think I would want to go by what government has said. I will refrain from discussing what is the family saying. But remember what who is this one? Makebi Zulu yesterday. Makebi Zulu said they don't agree, and that position we haven't gotten any communication to say they have changed that position. The position that is there is the statement that was issued by Makebi Zulu. That is the situation.
Okay, I followed that and I watched it even today more than 5 times.
Yeah.
Actually, I played that clip when you were talking. I wanted to do compare and contrast. Last time I checked, he said we have reached a win-win situation, not the stormate diggers or whatever we are trying to say on the paper.
No,
the issue here is that
listen, my brother.
Listen,
since we are having a conversation and many people are listening, Makebi Zulu's statement was that they were trying to reach a win-win situation. That's what he said. They are trying to get so that we can get a win-win situation. But his final statement is that we do not accept government activity. That's basically what he said. And that is the position.
I agree that because what they are disagreeing right now is that the government repatriates the body from South Africa to Zambia. That we need to agree. The family has decided not to allow the government. And to me, the government would have said, all right, fine, a 50-50 win here. We take over from the airport so that it will be a state funeral, which is a win-win. But the more we discuss this publicly and sending a very bad picture, negative picture about the Lungu family, believe me, it's sending negative vibes there, because it's not only Zambians that are following this. A lot of people might be quoting you and they may take you as gospel truth.
So now listen.
To me, I think there's a misleading quotation from you here.
So listen, I don't know from which point you started following me. I'm not discussing Edgar Lungu's family. I'm discussing the politicians around Edgar Lungu. That's what I've been discussing. And I've been very clear. Where I started, I'm talking about the acrimony, and I've gone to explain why there were those challenges of Edgar Lungu flying out, and up to now, I still say the politicians are the ones that are playing. Look at what is happening with the secretariat, at the secretariat, okay? There is confusion still. There is confusion still. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Edgar Lungu's family. I'm talking about the political interest. That is my position here.
I agree with you, but then I'll still tell you, you cannot stop them from playing politics, because even the government right now, including HH, they're also playing politics about the funeral.
Well, at the end of the day,
stopping them from playing the politics, you're simply giving HH an upper hand to say, go ahead and do what you want. This one should keep quiet. Because suppose the police were to be ushered there, do you think given Louis or anyone there would have manpower to stop the police? Believe me, they'll be scattered. So they even know they don't have the manpower there. So they are playing the little politics they can play. To me, the best we can do, Uncle Tayali, is to ignore them. They have no power once the body arrives or anything. They have no powers. The police can move in there. They'll be scattered, scampering from different directions. We'll be laughing. What I'm saying is the best thing we can do right now is let's just allow the government to do what it can on Wednesday.
Okay, my brother. Thank you. Hello? Hello? This person is trying so hard to call, but then the line is not just connecting. Hello? Oh Lord, this guy is persistent. Hello? Oh. Your phone is not going live. I'm not able to pick for some reason. So, hello? Hello?
Yes, Mr. Ted.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me first say I'm so grateful for all the things that you've said. For me, I followed you from way back, even before the issue of the president getting sick. Yeah, you've always been so factual in what you've been saying. I send my condolences to the PF and the family for His Excellency, the late President Lungu, and all the Zambians. This funeral is not just for PF or his family. It's a funeral for everyone. So long he was the president of Zambia. But if people have to take it personal, I think before they come into politics, they have to announce to us to say they are ready that if they die, the government has to take charge. If they are not ready, then they have to stay away from politics.
Yes.
Because the moment you become a president, it means you're a president for everyone, not just a certain ethnic group. Because so far, if you look what is happening on Facebook, people are becoming tribal now, away from the funeral.
I agree with you.
They are now remembering the tribe. You get?
I agree with you.
Yes. So it's more like people escalating the situation, which should have been avoided. From the beginning, to be honest, even me, I've been following on Facebook. I'm just a mere chap. But I've been following people have been saying the president is okay, he's doing fine. There's even a time when Honorable Kawana disclosed the whole information, they even charged him 1 billion. I think it was coming from one of the presidents in the alliance.
They were taking him to court.
Exactly. Exactly. But today, people are here now claiming to say, no, the government was aware, they were refusing the president to go out because of this. Let's just stop it. We've seen many people dying and we've seen how the government has been working. Then the president be accorded what he deserves. It ends from there. Someone who is dead can't come into politics. Even the Bible is very clear. When someone dies, their works are forgotten. They shall never be remembered anymore. That is what Ecclesiastes says. So let the president be buried according. He's a statesman. Not the drama we are seeing at the secretariat by Mr. Rubin saying, no, we don't want to go anywhere. This is bad politics. Come on. I think I'm running behind you. I'm going to vote for you. I wish you could come back.
No, I will come, my brother. I will come. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Yeah. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Tayali. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
All right. New program, I've been following from Omambire number. I want to recommend you for whatever you're doing, Mr. Tayali. Our country is in this mess because of the youth of 1970. They want to capitalize. And disagree now. Abantu batawalemona balekonkera mufye. Please the constitution. Ichiro twetwanya pamoja na Zambia. One Zambia, one nation. Chimini kinship. The only problem we've got useless elders that give Rurinda. These are the establishments of 1970s. Our children because we are they are influencing ignorant youths. When I want about now I think they got a Java on life is very important. That is very cardinal. Mama countries then being conducted at the tower. Who they influence to from West Kusara Muzambia.
Naturire tukiriro tuchike balungu tikona tutwalirire. Me, I'm tired with these youths. Our mathematics, I got no chemistry chalo. Let them rest. What fresh bread that you Mr. Tayali. What about what bali ni watu kuja. Kwa na pera.
Na totela. Hello.
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 Good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening.
I don't know why I'm getting my voice. There's some feedback. I don't know why.
Please go ahead.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes. I've been following your conversation, and I also want to make my contribution.
Yes.
Look, me what I've seen, I think as Zambians, we want to dilute our constitution and our law and the things that we believe in as a people of Zambia. Because look, when Edgar Lungu left power, he had immunity, but that immunity did not extend to his family. Edgar Lungu came back to power not because he wanted to govern Zambians better than any other person. He wanted to protect his family because those family members were being followed by law enforcers. So he wanted to become president so that he could save them. You get my point? There was nothing special about him coming back, or maybe he was going to be better than HH. There was nothing like that. Edgar Lungu wanted to come back so that he could save, his family. But then, the moment he came back into power, into politics, into active politics, that man was competing with the other politicians. It was unlawful for the government to continue giving Lungu money, which is taxpayers' money, to compete with other politicians who are funding themselves from their own pockets. You get my point?
Yeah.
So it was prudent for the government to cut funding because you can't keep giving taxpayers' money to a person who is competing with the government and the same taxpayers' money, because there are some politicians who are funding themselves and they are also taxpayers. You see? And for the government to start following Tasila, Abakashiba Lungu, or his family, the government is not wrong. Those people are citizens like any other citizens. They are not above the law. So it's also pointless for Lungu to say, no, me, I'll come back to protect my family. Those people, if they committed offenses, they were supposed to be answerable. And if they were innocent, they were going to be acquitted. If they were convicted unfairly according to Lungu was a lawyer, you see? So, Balungu problem that he was not a man of himself like you, Mr. Tayali. No, Mr. Tayali, but you stood your ground. But Balungu, if you have Antuaran deficiency, if you are a conk, if you have Antuaran, you went as far as saying I'm a serpent. Me, as far as I'm concerned, I'm Taraka wisdom, because the wise person would refrain from daring the government of the day.
Thank you.
You see, anyway, that was my contribution.
Thank you. Hello. Hello. Yeah. This person, please. Hello. Hello.
Good evening, my friend.
Good evening.
Evening. I wish also to forward my concerns over the immaturity that is being portrayed by PF. My name is Chilufya, calling from Ndola.
Okay.
That has been what we have seen in the recent past. In fact, before I even go any further, I want to also congratulate you, Tayali, for actually growing politically. You are now an heavyweight. You are an heavyweight because in the previous days we didn't know how to handle you. We thought you were a candidate, but at this point we have realized that you have actually been giving credit where it is due. And your checks are actually balanced. When UPND is wrong, you actually reprimand them. The same is done to PF. Now, we are Zambians, I think we are very disappointed that PF has credible lawyers such as Arena Makebi Zulu that are actually failing to interpret the constitution and advise Lungu wrongly. At this point, Lungu is a national asset. There is nothing like gaining political mileage over his death. And it's so disappointing when you look at people like Hello?
Hello? Hello? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, please.
Hello, Mr. Tayali, how are you doing?
Fine, my brother.
Long time. We are missing you in Zambia, Mr. Tayali.
I will come. I'll definitely come.
Yeah, you know, it's me who has been trying for a long time, you know. Are you getting me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, are you getting me now, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Kenneth Yafunda, calling from Dola.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, me, I'm surprised of the drama the people like Gideon in the other group they are playing. You know, it also surprises me as how he was a minister of justice. Are you getting me, sir?
Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, you know, much as Valungu was came back to active politics, which is in the public domain. But at the moment, he has died as a former president, where all the Zambians they need to respect his death and he makes sure that he's valid decently. So he is not just there because he was a PF, whatever, a presidential candidate or so. The government is saying he is a former president, and that's what guys accord him a government barrier to take place. Are you getting me, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, so the challenge that we have, the PF guys, they want to take it as if it's their own personal opinion. No. So they need to get back their sentences and know that even the people who never voted for Walungu like myself, we are mourning him because this is my former president.
Yes.
I'm not doing that is a PF that I've nothing to do with PF. I never benefited anything. If anything, they caused more harm than good to myself as an individual. But there's nothing that I can do because he was voted by the majority Gambians to be the president. And now our former president has died. He needs to be accorded a state, you know.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Hello?
Yes, my boss.
Yes.
You see?
The chairman.
First, I was a contributor. So, like my man did in Berlin, is our Tilungu as an president of Zambia, and the former president of but kulingana na situation lungu ya mimi anapitamo vameona mpitisa kwa government. I think it's fair for this government just like vamene wafuna family chite vamene ifuna party yake chite. Misunderstanding.
Tivel.
Kama reason mameno na mtukufu. Ngati wakamba nizoona kuti wenzo mukani station outside the country wenzo shito mukani. Then balibe mphamvu kulinga mufanye tubimanje zalilije natango mbiza ali wa Mungu wayo wafunatandize manje muntu amwalira nisemsemaija ningapasa example ya kuti wakana mimba mkazi mimba wakana mimba siyanga mwana akula wa mamanja na doctor kapena nkala pilot manje ndipo wambo kreno tu mwana ni wanga chiwapi chipanga nsense.
I think Simuna Konke, kwa mene program ya ambila, Simuna Konke, yeah. Hello?
Hello, good evening, Satan.
Good evening.
Yeah, what I want to say to you, I wish I could whisper to you so that nobody else hears. But since this is the only platform that I have, I'll say it out. Hello, are you there?
Yes, yes.
But Tayali, you have an opportunity politically now. Because when I look at the political landscape in Zambia, both the ruling and the opposition in its entirety, I'm telling you, Tapali, there's nothing. I'm telling you, there's nothing. People can say what they want to say, but personally, I'm seeing something in you. So Mdala Shipa, Shipafe. One day, trust me, you will be there. You have what it takes to excel politically. Ku Shipafe Mdala, apata pali vatonse, vashani wonse, let me not mention. But in Zambia politics, tapali Mdala. But what I'm seeing in you, the way you're handling things and the way you've come all the way, Mdala, you have something. Just kushipa fiapa, one day the sun will shine. That's what I wanted to say. But I would have loved to say this privately. Privately, you would think it would be, But anyway, that's the message. Thanks very much.
I only ask for your prayers. Leadership comes from God, and we pray that we pray for ourselves, we pray for our country. Thank you.
And that's why I love you, because you see, even put God first.
Sana fi muntu andine niweza kuntais vyonse fi whatever isakamana no kusakamana inana panga vatile somwine ewaishiwa chapwa. That's why insha kwatira
ero Mdala
na abantu
ero Mdala na obada wisha na abantu na obada wisha na abantu pantu. You see, for people you're thinking is the one who was funding you, but you are openly saying, I'm not willing to come back. It means, Shipafi.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello, Mishani Mkwaiwa President.
Wina veshani mani.
Kwena njumutene na totera pa kunjashka. Ichakuda ipapata kundefa Mumba wasa tukwete mumuna problem yali concept wili para chalo pa na wapo na kama ida poku ini tukumote alistika ndali kupani kwa ai rungu no kumote kata don so ngama family vale bashanda mutu emu family ni kalataru kumeta panga Mamu. So, katika numba. Na ukipo numba. The upload. Nukuma iti. Takuwa opposition na but. Mamu. So, eba nene nga numba. Abari tahandi. Iliyo hapa iti. Mamu. Nadamba bali rongo. Bagani. Bali takuti. Mamu ni. No, by Victoria, Babrina Mangala, they are not off and recently, to more
but I was trying to listen, but I should pack kumfwa Yeah, shupa kufonira. Yeah. Anyway, I think Twalanda sana. I think I've allowed the number of phone calls. Let me maybe just take 2 more. Hello? They keep coming. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Because I saw that it's a lady, I had to allow it. Hello?
Hello. Good evening, Mr. Tayali.
Good evening, my dear.
Thank you. This is Melissa calling from Kabwe.
Okay.
You know, following the program, I really appreciate how you've come out. It's so painful to see the confusion around the. It's so painful to see the confusion around the death of our former president. You know, especially that this confusion is caused by people we look up to as our role models. Young people are watching. And so this same behavior is one that is going to likely to destroy our country. Okay? As a nation, we're to remember our former head of state with respect, regardless of whatever happened. Nobody's perfect. He may have erred during his time. The other camp may have mistreated him, and so forth. But at this point, this is a point where the country has to unite, dialogue, forget. Because right now we are discussing about a person who cannot defend himself.
Yes.
Okay? So we must remember to give respect to the dead. Look, whatsoever happened later in his life, he once led this country. So because of that, he really deserved dignity. So let not those others take his passing turned into a political drama or just be used to seek attention. This funeral is not for PF, it's not for UPND, it's not for EEP. Is for the people of Zambia. Because this person led this nation. He did not lead only PF. He once led the country.
No,
honestly speaking, if he was my father, I think I wouldn't tolerate such kind of behaviors.
Thank you, my dear.
I would expect the country to honor my father in peace and with no arguments and public attacks.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
This man cannot speak for himself. And then others should use his death to gain political mileage, which is wrong. So, sorry to have used you, Mr. Tayali, with these other politicians. Please help us young people that we may imitate the good behavior of you, old folks in politics. Because we are watching, and now others would think what is being done is the right thing. It's not. It's not everybody who understands that mourning a former head of state in such kind of a manner is a wrong thing. Others will take it as a right way. And this can lead to confusion in the country. We may not enjoy this peace that we have now. Later, this repercussion is going to cause a very huge destruction to our nation. Thank you. That's my contribution. And I'm still waiting for my job in Malaysia. You told me, you posted that you have secured a job for somebody in Malaysia. I'm the one. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, you're still live?
Yes, I'm still live and you are live.
Thank you. Let me just get straight to the point. Is the PF are still in denial that they just don't want anything to do with UPND. Even if, for as long as got UPND involved, they just don't. Because right now it's not about UPND. The government, and the government means one You understand? Because these people are given it. They know, but the thing is, everybody in the nation is seeing this. And one thing, they are just like listening that. But we need to really.
Okay, but I'm struggling to hear. Anyway, I'm sorry, I have to leave it there. I think we have had a good discussion. So, I mean, in conclusion, myself, I'm simply saying, I mean, whatever these people are talking about, it's really not benefiting the nation. They are not being patriotic. They are doing it for themselves. And it is unfortunate that this is how they have, manipulated Edgar Lungu and, made him vulnerable. When they knew he was sick themselves, they didn't, take precaution. Instead, they were busy defending, Edgar Lungu to say, no, he's okay, he's okay. And now this has happened. Now they want to turn around and point fingers at others. I think it is unfair. And in terms of how Edgar Lungu was treated, I think mostly it is the nature of our politics, which is not good, which is definitely not good. I think we can do better. But at the same time, I don't think it would be good to demonize one person, because even Edgar Lungu, when he was in power, Hakainde Hichilema did not have it easy. I am not saying it is right, it is wrong, but unfortunately, we need to recognize that I'm a politics. Thank you very much for following, and I pray that everything goes well, we mourn well, and we bury our former head of state in dignity. That is my prayer, and my prayer is that we bury our former head of state in dignity. All this nonsense, let it go away. Let us come up together as one country and mourn by Edgar Lungu in dignity. Whether you are PF, whether you are UPND, whether you are EEP, and whether you are just a Zambian, let us just mourn. Other people will come in to mourn with us. Let us mourn nicely. Not if you feel it's unfair, and I'm sure many of you, I'm glad that many of you agree with this fact. I hope the PF, I hope they will do what is right at the moment. Thank you and good night.